It's time to get your Isaac Newton on. Here are the best ragdoll physics games on PC. No, this list isn't about actual ragdolls, that would be deeply sinister, but reactive, emergent, physics-based games that Let's Players the world over love. This list then is full of games that are as fun to fail at as they are to succeed. Games where you almost want your squelchy little avatar to end up crushed, splatted, minced, mulched, dropped, popped, or exploded. And with that horrible thought in mind, here are the 10 best ragdoll games you can play on PC. We love a bit of human fall flat here at Logitech G, and you can watch our Let's Play at the link on screen. But this open-ended puzzle platformer is much more than an excuse for Matt and I to yell at each other. In fact, it's a smart, reactive game that truly celebrates physics, letting you solve a series of surreal puzzles in whatever way you see fit. The worlds themselves might be bizarre, floating dreamscapes, but the matter and motion within them feel very real. And best of all, it's an incredible multiplayer experience, because the only thing harder than trying to solve physics puzzles alone is trying to solve them while one of your idiot friends gets in the way. Or 7 of your idiot friends if you're brave enough to play it online. It's odd, brilliant, and, if I do say so myself, the perfect way to start a list about wonderfully wobbly physics games on PC. Sometimes in games, you want meticulously detailed, accurate history. You want realistic helmet variation and jerkin facts. And other times, you just want to see what happens when a mammoth fights a legion of Roman soldiers, or who'd win in a fight between 100 peasants and a wizard. Or, more truthfully, what would happen when all these things are thrown into a bubbling cauldron of wild physics and unpredictable results. Totally Accurate Battle Simulator might still be in early access, but that's part of its charm. It's the sort of game that you want to behave erratically, just because the results are always so entertaining. And if you do give it a go, see how long you can last before setting up a PC melting how many things can I fit on the screen slobber knocker with every unit you can recruit in one fight. We managed about 25 minutes. Have you ever dressed jelly babies in tiny clothes and made them wrestle for your entertainment? What? What do you mean, no of course not, you deviant? Well, the 3 of you that shouted yes will understand why Gang Beasts is so good. This unpredictable tussle 'em up is the ultimate fighting game for people who hate fighting games. Instead of spending days learning combos and complicated button inputs, you simply grab your opponents and chuck them off the edge of buildings or into grinders. You'll notice I said simply there. In truth, nothing in Gang Beasts ever goes as planned. You'll end up falling off the Ferris wheel or clinging to the side of a blimp for dear life, knowing you're basically already dead. And while that sounds like it should be frustrating, you'll know that everyone else is suffering in the same wonderful way that you are. Why won't you stay down? Your science teacher was right. Physics are fun, and really, really gory. Well, that's if you spend more than 15 seconds with Happy Wheels. This free browser-based game might be 9 years old now, but that doesn't make it any less fun as you travel the world as a businessman on a Segway, chopping off heads and destroying lives as you go, or even trying to drive away from a murderous combine harvester. Oh, ouch. I was quite attached to those bits. Whether you're trying to take your young child for a nice cycle, no, or travelling back in time to the dinosaur era, physics are constantly out in force and you're constantly watching your limbs lopped from your poor body before flying through the air like meaty confetti. Yum. Motorbikes hurt. They just do. In your mind, riding a motorbike instantly makes you cool. Look at you gliding along in leather like the hero in Full Throttle and somehow not feeling like you're melting under a million suns. Then Trials Rising comes along and knocks that thought clean out of your skull and your spine. And your pelvis. In fact, anywhere that has something breakable will be shattered, split, disintegrated, and generally pulverised when your squishy little body hits something exceptionally solid. Sure, it's fun to keep yourself on your bike by the skin of your useless protection-clad teeth, but the most impressive element of the trial series is just how many people it will take to scrape you off the beautifully constructed track with a spatula. Throw in explosions and the hilarious tandem mode if you decide to share, and Trials Rising's physics have a joyous disregard for health and safety regulations. Conceptually, there are two versions of Octodad, Dadliest Catch. One is a Cronenbergian horror where a man-sized cephalopod dresses up in a smart suit and infiltrates a human family for reasons we don't want to imagine, and the other is a cheerful, physics-based adventure with a delightfully chipper theme tune. Luckily, we're only concerned with the latter. This is a game where the comedy occurs organically and constantly, with every failed, tentacle-knotting attempt to pick things up, leading to a cascade of flying items and failure. There's even a story mode that explores the lore behind gaming's greatest mollusk pretending to be a man. Just don't ask too many questions about the plot. Like, what happened to the real dad? Where did the children come from? What will happen if the wife finds out? Let's stop there. Sometimes, titles can be mysterious, teases of what a game might hold in store, but also be potentially misleading. Stick Fight, the game, isn't one of those titles. This is a local multiplayer experience in which you play as a stickman and then relentlessly battle to the death with a variety of murderous implements. Fists? Sure. Guns? Absolutely. Rocket launchers that fire out deadly snakes? Yeah, they're in there too to make your victims history. There's never time to idle here, never time to get bored between the endless quickfire levels of deadly perils. Whether you're desperately trying to stay balanced on piles of blocks while pummeling your friends, or just finding the perfect position to try a new absurd weapon, Stick Fight the game is gloriously chaotic fun. Take the crown. It's yours. If you've ever come home to find a package crushed inside your recycling bin or safely left on the roof of your neighbour's house, then Totally Reliable Delivery Service will feel like catharsis. You control a wobbly blue-collar worker waddling around a city full of things that need delivering. Or, to put it more accurately, not delivering in a series of spectacular failures. The noodly ragdoll physics mean that just getting into a helicopter is difficult, let alone piloting it. And that makes every single delivery a desperate, grasping, gravity-wrestling battle for survival. The sheer variety of possible failures is exhilarating too. You can crash planes, fall out of hot air balloons, and even, somehow, get trampolines wrong. Just existing in this world is so much fun that it's unlikely that you'll remember to deliver anything. And the link to the free beta, which is running until summer 2019, is in the link below. Sure, Rage 2's neon sandbox means you could just shoot your way across the wasteland, but where would the fun be in that? Okay, maybe located in the Firestorm revolver, but that's not the only inventive way to play with the selection of murder toys. Explore Rage's arcs and you'll find an assortment of special abilities that mean you can make a mockery of real-world physics. Gravity gun? Brilliant. Throwable vortex that means you can take potshots at floating goons? That'll do nicely. And that's before you even Hulk out with the brilliant ground pound move that can be upgraded to reach the best possible surface area that sometimes just evaporates bodies like a death ray. Rage 2 is at its most fun when you're a killing machine, gelling together endless death and juggling goons like the star of some kind of possessed end-of-the-world circus. Ta-da! And finally, it's time to get ahead. Well, a head, a gory torso, and some skinny undead legs. If you haven't already met Ben and Ed, an unlikely pair of best friends, all you need to know is that poor Ed here has been stolen and forced to make his way through a game show that makes Ninja Warrior look like a walk in the park. Well, Ed makes it more of a stagger, but he's surprisingly good at running, and should one of the many spinning blades meet his flesh, you can even continue on your merry way as just a torso, or even just a bouncing skull. Well, until this happens and it's back to the start for you. And it's not just knives you'll have to contend with. Swinging blocks and trickily positioned platforms all lie between Ed and the next checkpoint. Sometimes though, it's just worth making a mistake to watch all of poor Ed's parts clatter to the ground in satisfying pieces. Some realistic physics here then, but less so on the biology front. So, you made it to the end of this list of the best ragdoll physics games in one piece. Congratulations! Wobble into the comments section below and let us know if we've missed your favourite, drop an anvil on the like button if you've enjoyed this video, and subscribe to Logitech G for more top 10 lists just like this one. If you do already subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you know when our next video lands.